with Play-Doh at least one time in your life? Like, can I just get a show of hands who hasn't played with Play-Doh? Hasn't? Nobody? Nobody? Okay. So, my mom never allowed me and my brother to play with Play-Doh because, like, she's always like, it's too messy. She let us play with Play-Doh one time outside, and she still thought it was too messy to play with it, so she never allowed us to play with Play-Doh. And, like, even now when I asked her, I'm like, can I just make Play-Doh? And she's like, it's pretty messy. Are you sure you still want to do it? I'm like, yeah. Like I said, like now that I know all of you play with Play-Doh, it's like a rite of passage as a kid. Like everybody plays with Play-Doh. Like if you don't, you're like kind of weird. So now I'm just like kind of making up for lost time. I'm like, I know what you're thinking. Didn't you just say you didn't play with Play-Doh? I never did, but like that doesn't mean I haven't made Play-Doh in the past like 3 years because like it's that rebellion you have. Like you weren't allowed to do it when you were younger, but you're allowed to do it now because like your mom trusts you to pick up your own mess. So I've made it many times, whether it be with friends or like I'm really bored at home or like with my cousins, and that's why I make edible Play-Doh because my cousins are very little and they like eat everything they touch. And so I'm going to tell you how easy it is to make edible Play-Doh. I will walk you through 2 different recipes and the ingredients and steps to go along. So the first thing you need to do when making Play-Doh is gather your ingredients. Okay. For the first recipe, you'll need a cup of flour, 2/3 cup of water, a tablespoon of oil, a 1/4 cup of salt, and Kool-Aid, any packets of Kool-Aid. I just have 2, like anyone you want. So, and for the second one, you're just gonna need a cup of frosting, and you can start with a cup of powdered sugar, but like have extra, so 2 cups of powdered sugar. And if you want to dye it, just get like food coloring. And so now that we have the ingredients, let's go to the first recipe. So the first thing you have to do is get a bowl. I like to, and a utensil, I like to use forks because it's easier to mix with. So you get your flour, and you put it in the bowl. And you basically get all your dry ingredients. So your salt, and your Kool-Aid packet, just one. And you mix that until it's all mixed. It'll start getting like a little grainier, like not as thin as it like would be before. So you just, oh, I hate this part because like the Kool-Aid, very pungent smell. And it's like when you're pouring powdered sugar, you can taste the sweetness in the air. So like it's all you can taste. So you just want to mix that until it's like that. Then you want, it says to add your water and your oil together, but before you add it to the dry ingredients, but it works either way if you don't add them together first. So you can just add them both at the same time. And then you just mix until you get the right consistency. And when you're mixing, if it gets too wet, that's why you have extra flour. You can just put more flour. Or if it's too dry, you have more water. So, and it's better to use boiling water because then it it does something to the Kool-Aid, I think. But if you don't have boiling water, you can use cold water, but the trade-off is you just have to use more flour. So you keep mixing until you kind of see that it's getting to the Play-Doh consistency. And see, it's a little sticky still, so you just add a little flour at a time. And then when you think it's okay, you can pick it up. But if you're eating it, you should probably wear gloves. I didn't bring any because I forgot. So it's still kind of sticky. So then you just get more flour. And you can just until you get to the consistency you like, you can keep adding more flour if you would like. So we're just gonna go like that. And then you can just test it if it's okay or not. Maybe it's not, maybe it is. With one recipe down, let's move on to the second one. So the second one's more simple, but I feel like it needs it's harder to mix it. It's basically 1 cup of frosting, And you want to start off with 1 cup of powdered sugar, which is basically half of this. So you just mix it in a little at a time. And then you get a fork and you kind of mix it. The amount of Play-Doh you want basically depends on how much frosting you put into it, because that's basically what holds it together. Basically, the frosting is basically Play-Doh, and so you keep mixing it, and you keep adding more powdered sugar. The way I found it is you use way more powdered sugar than frosting, because it kind of, I don't know, it's like you have to get like every part of the frosting covered in the powdered sugar, so it's like takes more time. So you keep adding more until you get to the right consistency. And this one's way softer than that one because the powdered sugar like really dries out the frosting, and so it's like gives it like a different texture. So like if you go like that, you could tell it's still very like frosting-y. That's not a word. And if you wanted to add food coloring, you would do it like during this step. So you just keep adding food coloring and powdered sugar. Like that. And it kind of gets to that consistency where you can start using it as Play-Doh. You just keep doing that until you can get it right, I guess. So as you can see, edible Play-Doh is very fun and easy to make. Today I showed you 2 different recipes and the steps and ingredients it takes. Now that you know how to make edible Play-Doh, you will have a fun and easy activity that will hopefully bring back good childhood memories. Thank you for listening to my speech.